Thank you, Charlie Spinelli, always my wingman. Okay, the energy is palpable right now, so keep it going. All right, so I just want to start off, first of all, BJ Agugliaro and Jeannine Agugliaro, if you were waiting for our witness at church because you saw our names in the program, don't worry. We're going to give you a witness. Don't worry about that, okay? I also want to say one other thing about the Mass. While we're on the topic of the Mass, there was one thing missing at Mass. What was that? No collection. This is the collection, pal. Right here, okay? So don't worry. You're not going to go through withdrawals. This is the collection, all right? All right, very good. So I just wanted to start, just with a couple of stories.
Got the brothers.
Hey, brothers, Ashbet. Okay, so I just want to start with a story. I have to be careful. Here, I want to stand over here. So, there's this guy, and he goes into a bar, and he says to the bartender, I need 3 beers. He sits down, drinks his 3 beers, and leaves. The next week, he comes back in, I need 3 beers. Sits down, drinks 3 beers, and leaves. The next week, the bartender says, I'm sorry, but, I have to ask. It's been 3 weeks now. Why do you order 3 beers? And he goes, well, I grew up with 2 brothers. We were really close. And now they live in different parts of the country. And in solidarity for my brothers, I drink with them. So he has 3 beers. The next week, another 3 beers. The next week, he says, I need only 2. Right? So the bartender, he doesn't want to ask. So another week goes by, and he says, I'll just have 2. So the bartender goes, I am so sorry. Did you lose one of your brothers? And he goes, no, I gave it up for Lent. As a guy who gave up drinking for Lent, I can relate. All right, let me hear those noisemakers. So I just have one other quick story. When Jesus died, they laid him in Joseph of Arimathea's tomb, right? So someone came up to Joseph and said, hey, that tomb, that was for you. That was, you had really set that aside. And he goes, don't worry. Jesus told me he only needs it for 3 days. Okay. Now to the program. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. So in all seriousness, Jeannine and I are thrilled to be here with you as MCs. And, we're here tonight in this beautiful, what we're going to call the upper room. Okay, this is our upper room. And if you take 3 things away from this evening, we hope it would include the following. 1, that we're blessed to have in our lives the legionary priests, the religious brothers, the consecrated women, many of whom are here with us tonight, and for the impact that they've had in our lives and in our world. That's number 1. Number 2, we're grateful for all of you. First, for being here, but more importantly, for the beautiful work that you do to spread God's love in the world. So thank you to you. And number 3, you knew it was coming. We pray that you're able to show your gratitude and generosity by supporting the continuation of this mission. So thank you very much. 3 things. Let's do it tonight. Okay, with that, I want to turn it over to my beautiful wife, Jeannine.
Thank you. BJ and I are happy to be your MCs and so grateful to be able to share this evening with all of you. Before we get into tonight's program, we would like to share with you our journey in Regnum Christi. In 2003, BJ and I were asked to move to England for his firm. At the time, we were living in New Jersey with our 3 small children who were 2, 4, and 6 years old. A move this far from family and friends was a little scary at first, but it was also going to be a great adventure for us. We wondered how easy would it be for us to make new friends, and would we find a Catholic community to share our faith with? We made the move and we found a beautiful church called St. Teresa's just a few miles from our new home, and we began making those new friends. In the spring of 2003, a friend who lived back home told us about a marriage retreat being offered in London by a priest that she knew. She asked if we were interested in attending. We decided to go, and there we met our first legionary priest, Father Martin Connor. Those are our kids. Some of them. Some are just friends.
Those are not all of our kids.
Just some of them. We were immediately drawn to his passion for our faith. He spoke with such excitement and joy. We also loved the fact that his American accent reminded us of home. Interestingly, that we met our first legionary priest in a foreign country, just like Louisa.
We became fast friends with Father Martin and asked if he would be back, as he was living in Dublin, Ireland at the time. He said, "I'll come back if you have some work for me to do here." At first, we didn't quite understand what that meant, but soon we learned Father Martin was a missionary priest focused on bringing souls closer to Christ, and he was looking for us to help him do that. Basically, he wanted for us to introduce him to some friends so that we could help him grow their faith. So that is what we did. We planned events, we developed couple-oriented programs, mornings of reflections for moms. We would often bring our kids and their friends together for Father Martin to show them about their faith. We organized an Advent day of prayer for all families in our parish, and our local pastor, Father Francis, was so excited to see the joy that this brought into our parish.
For the next 2.5 years, we got to share many experiences with Father Martin. He became a friend to all of us. He spent many nights sitting at our dinner table with our family. We were able to share the joyful moments, but also some of the difficult ones with him. All the while, he was helping us to learn how to lean into Jesus and grow closer to him and our Blessed Mother. Father Martin taught us all about Regnum Christi and asked us to pray and ask God whether association with Regnum Christi was right for us. Well, BJ and I were all in. In 2006, Father Martin invited our family to join him and a group of other Regnum Christi families to go to Rome for Pentecost weekend. Pope Benedict XVI was calling all ecclesiastic movements to Rome. We joined him, and it was there in a convent nearby St. Peter's Square that we associated into Regnum Christi with Father Martin Connor and his brother, Father John Connor. A new journey began for us, and we left our upper room. It has been 18 years since we became part of this family. We moved back to New Jersey and brought another baby into the world. Our children have truly benefited from the gifts of our interactions with such an amazing group of priests, consecrated women, and fellow Regnum Christi members. These interactions have helped us as a family to grow in our faith. By the way, if you haven't spent time with the consecrated women in RC, you should. They have such a beautiful gift of sharing their love for Jesus and our Blessed Mother with everyone they meet.
So can I give a shout out to the consecrated women, the Blessed Mother and the consecrated women. So over the 18 years, we've been involved in various apostolates. I joined the Lumen Institute close to 15 years ago, which is a Catholic organization for business and societal leaders who seek personal development in character, faith, and leadership in order to reflect the light of Christ in today's world. I'm blessed with spiritual direction that helps me to raise the bar on growing my faith and providing accountability for my progress. I also enjoy the camaraderie and friendship of like-minded men with similar values.
Walking with Purpose is a Catholic Bible study that aims to bring women to a deeper personal relationship with Jesus Christ. About 10 years ago, Walking with Purpose was introduced in New Jersey by a Regnum Christi woman. It quickly began to expand, being offered in parishes and schools. It has recently been offered in a jail for women awaiting sentencing. Can you imagine what an impact this can have on these women to know that Christ truly loves them even where they are? About 6 years ago, this Regnum Christi woman, who's a very close friend of mine, asked if I would facilitate a group of women in the high school that my son attended. I said yes, and I have been so blessed by this Bible study. It's been a wonderful experience for me to journey with other women as we discover the beauty of our faith and grow in a relationship with Jesus and a friendship with each other. As we mentioned, all 4 of our children have also been involved in various apostolates and missionary service. Our daughters have been involved with the Challenge Club, which is a club for girls to be able to share their Catholic faith with their peers to help form them as adolescent Christian leaders. I was blessed to be a part of this club for 15 years. I say blessed because I was able to guide the team leaders who run the club and help them to grow in their faith during very formative years before heading off to college. I continue to see the fruits of this club through the actions and ways it has formed our children and many others who have been involved.
About 3 years ago, our dear friends Charlie and Maria Spinelli invited us to embark on a beautiful new apostolate for married couples that we call Wine and Wisdom. With the help of Legionary priests and consecrated women, we were able to address the most important realities of relationships between a husband and wife, along with thought-provoking discussion and some great food and wine, of course. If you know the Spinellis, there's always great food and drink involved. Yeah, they're so foodies. But we've built new friendships and have found ways to strengthen our own marital relationships.
But I would say the apostolate that is so close to our hearts was when we were asked to lead the New York City Holy Week mission for the youth. It was an apostolate that our whole family was involved with, and I think that's what made it so special for us. Over 10 years, BJ and I led hundreds of kids into New York City during Holy Week to experience many aspects of missionary work. Each year, we spent 4 days devoted to different types of service work. We evangelized in the neighborhood surrounding St. Patrick's Old Cathedral in Soho. We reenacted the Passion on Good Friday through the streets in Little Italy. We gave food and clothing to the homeless. And we ran what is called Angel for a Day, where our missionary youth would go to Harlem and bring their joy through various activities.
Not yet, guys.
With underprivileged children.
I'm sorry. And by the way, we didn't write this, but a big, big, big shout out to Evelyn and Steve Auth for the New York City missions.
All of our missionaries were able to experience the services of Holy Week, teamed with legionary priests and brothers, and consecrated women. They were the hands and feet of Jesus to others, stepping out of their comfort zone to bring others closer to Jesus. They were light to the world, or at least to all the souls that they encountered those days in New York City.
Pope Benedict XVI said that anyone who has discovered Christ must lead others to him. A great joy cannot be kept to oneself. It has to be passed on. Leading the Holy Week mission was so special because it allowed us to work with the whole Regnum Christi family. We are all called to depart from the upper room and go into the world where there is doubt, hopelessness, and darkness. Those of us leaving the upper room must bring a ray of light to those in a very secular world. As you've heard, we've worked closely over the years with holy and inspirational LC priests and consecrated women. I left this up here for a while for a reason, because we're also greatly inspired by the brothers who bring such hope and joy to the future of our Catholic Church, many of whom are here this evening from Cheshire, Connecticut. They bring such an amazing light, and their love for Jesus is contagious.
These are some of the apostolates that we have participated in through the years as part of the Regnum Christi family. Many of you in this upper room are involved with other amazing apostolates, like Advent by Candlelight, Worship the King, missions in the U.S. and internationally, like Haiti, Mexico, and many other places.
Isn't that an awesome picture of Jeannine in Haiti?
Retreats for young women at the Jersey Shore, World Youth Day, challenge camps, 3 to get married, men's Lumen Bible boot camps, ladies' luncheons, mother-daughter teas, pilgrimages to the Holy Land and Greece, and the upcoming Camino trip. And the list goes on and on. We are called to leave the upper room in order to be a part of these apostolates and bring others closer to Christ. As you can see, our mission is worldwide. And although these apostolates may seem to be quite different, they all have one thing in common. They each have a legionary priest or a consecrated woman, or both, leading us as lay. Which brings us to the reason why we're here tonight.
I always get stuck with the business stuff. So tonight, as we gather in our own upper room to enjoy the company of others who understand the meaning of St. Mark's gospel, go into the world and proclaim the gospel to all creatures. Let us take this opportunity this evening to provide the necessary support and financial resources to these incredible legionary priests, consecrated women, and religious brothers, so that they can leave this upper room and continue to bring Jesus to others we encounter in our world.